Welcome back to OT, the podcast. We're here to talk about watches, time, and how we spend it. I'm Andy Green.
And I'm Felix Schultz.
How are you today, Felix?
Yeah.
You are, you exist.
I am.
Deep. Very deep start. What's been going on? What's been happening in the watch world?
Everything and nothing, really. The same as, we're still going through, shutdowns, lock-ins, and...
Isolation.
Yeah, I'm getting a few press releases under embargoes coming up. So, some of this, they haven't pushed all their schedules. We're getting some new watches in the
That's promising.
The next month or so. Yeah, I mean, not everything, but bits and pieces are coming out. So.
Okay. And for our listeners, we are sitting 1.5 metres apart. So we are practicing social distancing.
Yeah, very much so. And it's, we're in a big empty studio. There's no one around us. And we've got some hand sanitizer.
We've got lots of bottles on the table.
Yeah.
One thing I saw that I'm quite excited for, Jason Heaton, our mutual friend, is writing a book.
Jason. It's perhaps peak Jason Heaton.
It's
he's writing a book. He's self-publishing it. It's got an Instagram, which
Depth Charge.
I think it's Depth Charge, the novel. The book's called Depth Charge. I'm just going to pull up the Instagram.
Pull it up.
You do some covering talk while I do this.
So I'll cover this. Jason Heaton is a very, very talented writer for Hodinkee, and he does dive a lot. And his wife also.
Yeah, she's a
photographer.
Yeah, and does underwater photography. So it's like a power couple.
Oh, it's amazing. So they've done like crazy kind of photo shoot / watch reviews. They did like a Richard Mille that he took diving.
Yeah, actually diving with dive watches.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
But he's bunkered down somewhere cold and smokes out of a pipe and has an old Landy.
Yeah, he's an old soul in a lot of ways. I think so. Really into that sort of like Land Rovers and Bond and like cool gear. Like you got to see a lot of Red Wing and really specific brands of like shovels. That's that sort of
chops wood. Manly.
So manly. Yeah. So the Instagram I found it is at depthcharge_novel.
Cool.
So I think I had a quick little DM with him a while ago.
It's finished, and now he's kind of going through the editing process, right?
I think he's thinking end of this year, maybe, or this year. Maybe it's all going to change. Self-publishing, but I guess the best way we'll have to get him on to have a chat about it at some point. And
yeah, definitely.
I think the best way to keep news of it is follow that Instagram.
And he's obviously one half of the Grenado.
Yeah, definitely.
With James Stacey. Also another.
They're just who everyone. I don't know.
They're just the nicest guys.
Who I want to be.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so aside from that mutual love fest of James and Jason, what else is happening?
Relatively recently, there's been a new AP, the remaster.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
You sent it to me, and I'm like, oh, lol, that's a joke. And then it wasn't.
It was a real watch.
Yeah.
Limited edition.
500.
Something like that.
Small numbers.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting. I think the thing for me is they copped it a lot last year for $11.59. And this is like, I'm sure it was in development before, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's a nice sort of poetic follow-up of like, is it AP giving the world the finger of like, hey, we could actually turn out some excellent watches you maybe forgot about that last year?
It's like a Spite release.
Yeah, you're all about Spite this time. So basically, if you haven't seen it, it's based on a very, very rare sort of 40s chronograph. Like the press release said they only made a few hundred chronographs and only 3 bimetal chronographs.
Yes.
And so this is one they bought from Philips. I think it used to belong to Alfredo Paramico, that guy.
Sure.
And then AP bought it back and redid it in really quite a nice, sensitive way.
Yeah, it's got these like teardrop lugs.
Crazy lugs.
It's cool.
Crazy lugs. There's like 3 tones. There's steel, there's yellow gold, there's rose gold.
Yep.
And it's using the new chrono movement from that was debuted in the 1159. So
yeah, awesome.
Everyone loves it.
Good for them.
Who else has done watches?
Farra, micro brand. You know Farra?
Wayfarer or Farra? I don't know. I never know how to say it.
I say Farra.
I think it's Wayfarer, like Farra. Yeah.
Okay. Either
what
or.
have they done? I had a watch.
They've done this like blue, like icy blue limited edition, which is quite cool.
The GMT?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Silvery dial, blue accents, different sort of shades of blue, baby blue, dark blues, navy
cool
blues.
Watch. They do colour really well.
I think we've both reviewed our Farra Shara.
Yeah, I think actually I got you to do it.
Yeah.
I got them in and played with them and got you to do it.
Just outsourced.
I seem to recall.
Sounds like something you'd do.
Classic Felix move. And what else? Our mates, speaking of our favourite Jasons, Halios.
Yes.
Jason Lim from Halios.
Great guy again. Canadian too? Yeah.
Canadian.
Something about those Canadians.
He's auctioning off one of his prototypes.
Yes, it's super cool. It's a C4th, right? With a PVD DLC.
Special. It's currently in a destro configuration.
Very cool.
Left-handed.
The auction has started as well, and it's like at a couple of $1,000s already.
Will it be done by the time where this goes live? Probably.
Probably be done.
Yeah, well, good job. Great result. Everyone, yeah.
Fantastic. Why is he auctioning it?
For hospitals and COVID-related reasons.
Fantastic.
He said, sounding super insensitive.
What else? Our friend George Bamford's been doing a really cool Instagram live series where he kind of does a back and forth interview with various people that he's interested in.
Who are some of the notable people that you can expect to see there?
Well, you're looking at one. So no, me.
Hey.
Me. So I've kind of submitted my interview over to George. So that's probably been and gone again by the time this is up. But I think
let's link it in the show notes.
We'll link it up. But I think it's just a really interesting and creative way to kind of keep having fun and entertaining people through the current situation.
Everyone's like, there's so many memes going around. I don't know what,
it's
just chain letter, 7 reasons why stuff.
It's just Tiger King memes and a sprinkle of watch releases on Instagram at the moment.
What are you going to do? And one watch that kind of, I remember seeing it, but wasn't until you suggested we have a chat about it.
We should.
I realised how cool it was.
It's very cool.
What is it? What are we talking here? This is
okay. This is the Mr. Enthusiast and King Nerd collaboration on a Rolex Submariner. So it's based on a reference 14060 from the 1990s.
Nice.
No date Submariner. They've played around with it a little bit.
A lot.
Quite a lot. So it's got everything's been stripped back and sandblasted. Mm-hmm. The bezel's now gone. Like it's just this like rough sort of sandblasty finish.
Is that an insert or is it just there's an insert in there that's?
You're testing me. I think they've just sandblasted the insert, so it's just like raw metal, black diamond for the pip, which is a real classy touch. Yeah. And then the dial has been engraved, and this is where King Nerd Johnny comes in. Sure. And he's kind of done this underwater diver kind of scene, wrestling with an octopus tentacle or two.
Diver getting into some tentacle action.
Yeah. Versus this giant squid, and I think it's 6 of them in total. They've surely been sold out. Oh, the hands have been skeletonized as well. Yeah. So you can kind of really clearly see them. Yeah. But the reason that popped back on my mind was they shared the packaging. So there's been some holdups, obviously, because everything's going on. But they shared the packaging, and it's this like crazy big size box just to go with it. It's really cool. We've been talking about customized watches a little bit lately, so I think it's worth mentioning. Those guys, Mr. Enthusiast is an account worth following.
Definitely.
So the alter ego of quite a famous artist. And obviously King Nerd as well, really talented engraver. He's done everything from, I spent a long time engraving guns at Purdy. Purdy started. Done a lot of watches.
Does cool coins.
He's done
stuff with Revo.
He's done stuff with Revo. Did an Urwerk series. Yep. He's done headphones. He's done gin. Yeah. So he's a very, very talented man. We should get him on.
We should do it someday.
We'll call Johnny.
Speaking of things that we like, and things that have been catching our eye, what have you been liking?
I've been liking a lot of art, a lot of photography lately. I think, given what's going on, and I'm just looking for sort of inspiration and culture, and just kind of learn and be a bit better. And who I'll throw in the mix is Daniel Arsham. Have you heard of him? Sure.
Actually, no, I haven't. Did he do the basketball?
He did the basketball. Yeah, so he's a contemporary artist. He's kind of launching this IG live series called Art for Life. I think it's called Art for Life. But you might have seen his Relic series, which is he basically does like a lot of casts of things, but then modifies them to sort of reflect this dystopian vision of like a future where kind of culture's eroded away.
Sort of like new imagine like
archaeology
sort of
you
stuff.
Discovered like a DeLorean relic.
Yeah, like did you see that Damien Hirst thing with did a documentary it's worth looking at about sort of around the Venice Biennale, like was a fake like this fake sort of archaeology thing, and they ended up finding like these ancient bronze Mickey Mouse sculptures. Really same sort of
like just vibe, and I mean he's done everything like under the sun, but he's done work with Kim Jones at Dior for their spring-summer, I think it was. Spring-summer, 2020 collection. So he's done that. He's done like full casts. Like he did a drivable Porsche 911 with Selfridges recently, which was sort of Christmas time that was on display there. And he's got a bunch of like merchandise and clothing. And I shouldn't say merchandise, it's very good, high quality, expensive clothing.
Accessible art.
Accessible art. He's done like a DeLorean, and it's just a lot of this like cast work where he'll take the cast, and then it's just crazy. But he's, I think he's at Daniel Arsham, which is, at Daniel Arsham on Insta, and he's just worth checking out. Like, it's just really interesting and I think inspirational and interesting artwork.
And you should head to his TV for that. That's where it's all.
Yeah, I think the art series is going to be on his IGTV, but he's got stuff all over YouTube. He's all over the web. If you're lucky enough to buy some of his art, I think it's 5 figures. Like, he's very cool. What about you?
Cool. Well, I've been a big fan a while of they're actually a magazine, a New York magazine, but I go through YouTube because, it's 2020, called Bon Appetit. It's a food...
It's a YouTube channel?
Yeah, BA is sort of what it goes by. And so it's usually like the BA test kitchen.
Yeah.
And there's a few ways you can enjoy it, like... Because you're at home, I think watching food videos, I find it very relaxing.
Are you a cook? You a chef?
A little, not in any serious way. I can cook, but these are like... There's one that's probably their most famous, which is where they will recreate gourmet versions of like snack food.
Okay.
Like gourmet Doritos or gourmet Twizzlers and stuff like that. But so at the moment they're all working from home, so they've had to work out how they're doing stuff, and they're doing it. So there's probably like about 6 or 8 people that are mainly on camera. Mm-hmm. And the one that they've done at the moment is that I think you would appreciate is the BA test kitchen making the perfect coffee at home.
Fantastic. Tell me about it.
It's cute. So they've all got their phones, like they're putting it up, and you can occasionally hear the editors on the other side like instruct them how to do their job. But it goes through what they can do remotely, like something that works, and they all go through different coffee or chai or mate even, and you can really. You can get something out of it, like it's engaging content. Maybe you get some, I should heat my cup up before I put the coffee in. But if you watch it a bit longer, it's all about the personalities. Like it's sort of the interpersonal relationships and the different sorts of people that are there. Like it's kind of like a food channel soap opera.
Drama.
It's great. Like you can imagine if you sometimes they go deep in the Reddits, and like there's ones where who's are these people into each other? It's great.
Wow. Okay, you've weirdly inspired me and reminded me of something else, and I might break the rules and have a second recommendation.
Yeah, do it.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, are you familiar with Hamish Blake, the comedian, radio host, Bass of Australia? Hamish and Andy, obviously.
I believe he's recently done some voice work in Bluey.
He has, yeah. Have you seen his Zoom series?
No, I haven't.
So he's got this Zoom series, which is obviously the online kind of video conferencing call.
We all know what Zoom is, Andy.
Everyone knows what it is. Everyone's very familiar. But it's called Zoom for One More. And he basically gate crashes people's work Zoom meetings and then, posts them to Instagram. So he has the screen recording and then he has himself being filmed. But he really commits. And I think people kind of let him know that they're going to, they give him the code and he enters and everyone else is surprised. So he's done like a swimming coach meeting, but he'll be wearing the goggles on his head and he'll talk about,
leading into it.
Yeah, he leans into it and he's like, look, I think we should just do like an honor system for lap times. And, he's apparently just broke the world record in his backyard pool without even realizing, or he'll gate crash like a pilot's meeting or, accounting. So it's called Zoom for One More. And it's like the perfect type of content
I think
right now.
That's what we needed these days. It's like you can learn something out of it, but it's entertaining in another.
Yeah, super silly.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Well, you've had 2. I've had 1.
Some serious business now.
Watch matchmaking.
Yeah, we've got some stuff to talk about.
Mostly Brad.
Who is Brad?
Well, Brad, he reached out to me on Instagram personally, and he had me at this bit. Brad lives in rural England, an hour west of Birmingham, on a horse farm in a forest.
Lovely. Okay.
I don't need to know anything else.
He sounds very isolated.
This is Brad. So he saw a Monta Atlas.
Oh yes.
On my feed, and he had some questions about it because he, being on a horse farm in a forest in rural England, doesn't have the best access necessarily to all the brands.
Sure.
Local ADs are a bit of a way away.
Okay, so need some help.
Yeah, and he's in the market for a GMT, particularly a sort of he's got a Vertex, like a sort of military, quite a cool modern British brand, and he's in the mood for a sort of rugged-ish, but also can go with a suit every so often.
Okay, yep.
GMT, but he's also specified a true GMT.
What is a true GMT, Felix?
Tell you in a second. Before that, £4,000. So what's that in Aussie?
Double it. Eight grand.
Double it, triple it. Who knows
Yeah.
these days?
What are budgets?
And he quite liked. He's mentioned a few things. So he mentioned the Monte Atlas.
Cool.
He mentioned Grand Seiko GMT, the quartz one. He mentioned Longines VHP. Also, weirdly, mentioned Cartier Tank. So
that's very that will work for the countryside.
Yeah, I think a tank, rugged. But so I think he's not necessarily set in stone. But true GMT, there's two ways of sort of, you're smirking at me. I don't like it. There's two ways of looking at it. There's a sort of the functional, on the dial side, or there's a mechanical side. Okay. If you want it to be a true GMT, it has to have a 24-hour scale.
Okay.
So GMT is 24-hour time zone. You have to be able to read it in 24 time.
Okay.
So not a dual time watch.
Yes.
Or you can look at it as a watch where you can adjust the GMT or the separate time zones independently. So
without stopping the movement, right?
Yeah. So typically, like your common, that ETA-based GMT, you would pull it out one and you have to, it sort of is attached to the main hour hand and you adjust the GMT hand in sync, yeah?
So like a Rolex GMT Master is a true GMT?
Yes. It doesn't have it in 24-hour time, does it? Or is it 24? Yeah, the bezel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so
So yes, it is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Out of his budget, though, sadly.
Yes. Okay.
Having said that, so that's the rules. Do you know what I always say about rules, Andy?
What do you say about rules, Felix?
They're made to be broken.
I like it.
Let's break some rules.
You want to kick this off?
Well, yeah, sure, why not?
Hit me with your first shot.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I'm going to come out strong here. I think it's also my best shot. It's one he mentioned, it's one we talked about, and I think it is possibly one of the best watches in its price point in its category at the moment. I am, of course, talking about the Grand Seiko GMT SBGN 003.
Of course. Paint me a picture.
Looks a lot like the Rolex Explorer 2 with black dial.
Okay. Interesting description.
It really does. Like it's a classic 39mm steel watch, beautiful Grand Seiko finishing, fixed 24-hour bezel, quartz movement, which is cool. I mean, normally, quartz is not normally our jam, but Grand Seiko gets a pass.
I think for the budget, you're going to have to be open to quartz, especially from Grand Seiko, no brainer.
His budget's good, but this is well under it. So I had a look on the UK Grand Seiko site, so it's not listed there. Maybe it's not in the country, but there's ways around that. And the Australian price is $4,600.
Wow, that's very reasonable.
Yeah, so that's about half. So he's got plenty of room to spare there. And it's 100 meters, great size, wears really well, beautiful dial work. GMT, it's
on a bracelet?
Yeah. Yeah, 20 mil though, so you can put it on other stuff if you want.
Oh, everything.
And drilled lugs, which is one of my favourite things.
Really?
Seiko. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a strong first choice.
Look, and I'm just going to say that's probably my favourite.
Okay.
It's all downhill from here.
It's a hot watch.
Get ready for it. Following up with, this is another one that is sort of a less obvious choice, and one I've always had a bit of a soft spot for. It's the Montblanc 1858 dual time.
Oh, okay.
Not the Geospheres.
I thought you were going to go the Geosphere.
The Geospheres has got the big sort of world time.
Yeah.
Those two hemispheres on there. This is one that was released before that. I think, I want to say like 2018.
Say 2018.
Yeah, I'll say it in my AMSR voice. And also, funnily enough, it's no longer in the catalogue. So they've recently must have phased it out. But so it's your military pilot style dial, old Montblanc logo, bronze bezel, bronze crown, comes on that nice sort of honey tan leather strap, and it's got that super faux-tinery loom, cathedral hands.
Steel and bronze though, so it's two-tone?
Yeah.
Two-tone.
Two-tone, steel and bronze.
Cool.
I'm thinking a bit fancy, but also ruggedy. It's a big boy. It's about 43, 44 mil.
Okay.
And it's nothing. So it's a dual time. There's just 2 hour hands. One of them is a full cathedral. The other one's sort of semi-skeletonized. I like it. You can tuck one underneath. Like if you only want to show one time, it's there. And there's a day-night indicator to tell the second time zone. Small seconds, date. It's just a nice watch.
Is it a true GMT?
No. But
that's fine.
Yeah, it's a great watch, and it's also quite reasonable.
How much?
Chrono 24 suggests between 2 and 3K Aussie, so that's around £1,200.
Wow.
So
There's plenty of money left for horse food.
Yeah, and, looks good.
Yeah, that's a hot watch. That does kind of scream an hour from Birmingham. To me, anyway.
Have you ever been to Birmingham?
I haven't. What's your third choice?
What would you know? Look, a watch that maybe does scream Britain a little bit more is our good friends at Bremont.
Love it.
Particularly the MB3.
Okay, very cool.
Martin Baker GMT, black dial. I don't feel the need to explain this too much. Like, it's triptych case,
tough
grounds, very tough, very manly, very Bremont. GMT, true GMT, because you got the 24-hour display on the interior display, but it is that, I believe, ETA-based style where it's the call of GMT, so you can't independently adjust both time zones.
Cool. I mean, I own an MB2.
Same deal.
Which is a very tough watch.
Yeah, your toughest.
It's my toughest watch.
Yeah, right.
It scares scratches away. So I like that as a robust choice.
Yeah, and look, I think it comes on leather, so you could do suiting at a pinch.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it on a NATO strap at the moment.
Of course you do.
But rubber, leather, NATO.
Done it all.
Yeah, done it all. And I think British. He's a British guy.
Yeah, well,
why not?
And also just at the top end of the budget, so it's around £3,800.
Okay,
7.5 Aussie.
There's some money left in the bank.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's me. What do you? We'll do that. We'll do that bit at the end, shall we?
We'll show down at the end.
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Okay. Well, again, I'll start. I'll kick things off with a Grand Seiko SBGM 221G.
Yes, I know it well.
Off the top of your head, it's a cream dial GMT stainless steel with the is it Zaratsu? Zaratsu.
Yep.
Zaratsu sort of polishing on the lugs.
Yep.
Comes in at 38.5 millimeters.
Little boy. This is quite a dressy boy.
It's a nice boy.
Yeah.
It's a really nice boy.
Creamy boy.
It's on a croc leather strap, sort of brown texture to it. Deep ivory dial. It's sexy. You've got the exhibition case back where you can see the true GMT movement.
Thank you, Grand Seiko, and your exceptional technology.
Yep. So price is 7,200 Australian dollars. So that's on budget. Like, he'll get that for 4,000-ish.
That's a really
sterling.
I was not expecting, I sort of went all military and manly, but this is a dressy watch.
It's dressy on the strap that it's on. I think if you put that on a canvas, like an Erica's original strap, or like a suede.
It's an ivory dial. It's got to be the right strap.
Yeah, but he's British countryside.
I mean, if I can think of a watch that says wrangling horses in the woods, it's the Grand Seiko SBGM.
Look, I think, and at 38.5 millimeters,
just slips under the cuff.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
It's lovely.
Good call.
You'll hide it from any activities you're doing. Okay, my next one.
Please.
Fred Constant, classic Worldtimer, green dial.
Of course.
Priced at around $4,000 US. Couldn't find it UK pricing, but Google says that's about 3,200 sterling.
Sure.
So it's green dial, green strap, white stitching on the strap. He's mentioned he likes green.
I don't know.
He told me he likes green.
Okay, cool.
Feels very, very British countryside. Again, it's got that in-house.
British racing green, you might
say.
BRG.
It's got a see-through case back. It's a nicely finished movement. It's nothing over the top. The world kind of map that's overlaid on the dial is sort of in like a contrasty, matty grey colour.
Yep. It's quite statement-y, but without being too showy. Could I just make a side note here?
Sure.
I like how much you're leaning into the British countryside.
He's mentioned it.
He has, but I don't think I think that was more in his lack of access to retail outlets.
Yeah, no. I'm picturing I'm
thinking Robin Hood on a horse.
I'm thinking, how far can he ride his horse to go to a watch dealer? And he's saying it's the post office is, that's the maximum range on his horse.
Sort of now I'm imagining
he's got 2 horsepower. That's it.
In the postman.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Well, my last one.
Cool. Sorry, let me not try and take away the credibility of this select.
That's a good select.
Very good one. And it's not only a GMT, it's a Worldtimer.
It is. It's got a lot going for it.
Than that.
Yeah, you know what? And it's in the budget.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's different.
It's obvious choice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's too many obvious choices out there, Felix.
Sure.
Okay, last one.
Obvious choice. You're going for a predictable, maybe a nice sort of, I don't know, some sort of GMT, Rolex sort of vibe.
Oh yeah, no. Omega Seamaster, Aqua Terra, 150 meters, chronometer GMT Worldtimer that comes in 43 millimeters. I'm blowing his budget.
What?
Yeah.
You're blowing a lot of things on this watch. This is not.
This is a big boy.
What anyone expected.
13,000 Aussie, so it's about 6,300 sterling.
He'll have to sell some horses.
He'll have to work a little bit harder. It's got that satellite style globe on the dial center.
Yeah.
But it's got this really nice sort of steel bracelet, polished center links, waterproof to 150 meters, dome sapphire crystal with that anti-reflective coating on both sides. Obviously, I think some budgets are worth stretching for. I think this is a pretty cool one. I believe it's a true GMT. Oh. Yeah. I'm going to say it is.
It's Omega, it probably is.
Hit me in the comments if I'm wrong. At me.
Could I just say, you have definitely, for all that this is about as left field as they come for me, it is definitely a robust watch.
It is.
You could definitely wear it with a suit. Mm-hmm. Well done, Andy Green.
And look, the budget is the question mark. £2,300 is a fair bit of money.
Sure.
But some budgets were made to be broken.
Sure, like rules. True GMT. Who needs that? Budgets? Who needs that?
Okay, so you've put 3 on the table. I've put 3 on the table. I think that Grand Seiko from both of us is a pretty obvious indicator of where this is going.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And also, I know I'm meant to pick your watch, but I just want to pick my Grand Seiko.
Your Grand Seiko?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming back to it. That black dial with it's an orange.
Red. I think it's
ready.
Red.
Ready GMT. It's a deep black dial.
There's blue as well if you don't like that.
Okay. I mean, it's 20 mil between the lugs. Yeah.
Yep. There's some other ones too. I think there's some newer, different versions. And
I think you've sold it short by comparing it to sort of an Explorer 2. I mean, the bezel is similar, but that is a really beautiful and nicely finished watch.
Yeah, look, you're right. I mean, but if you squint from a distance, there's a passing resemblance.
Okay, I'm squinting from a distance, yeah. Look, that'll look good with straps. That's a bit of a strap monster. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with you. And the budget, that's perfect for him.
Look, just because I feel I need to pick one of yours, even though mine is clearly the best, I'll go with your Grand Seiko because it's a very different take, but it's an exceptional watch.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the hand on it, the kind of blue steel.
Yeah.
For
they hand blew those, do you know?
Really?
So Grand Seiko's, there's a guy, I did a tour a few years ago, and there's literally a guy who just sort of hangs out there, just hand bluing, and at that price.
Is his name Ben?
No.
Not Ben Stiller? Blue Steel?
Jeez. Oh, yeah, so he heat blues them on a really big sort of, metal thing. And just it's so Japanese, it's amazing. But on a price at that, I can't think of who else does, hand blued steel.
I'm big into the blue steel hands at the moment.
Yeah, cool, Ben.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Well, we'll have to follow up with Brad.
Yeah, let's try and find out by the next step. Anything else we need to do?
Well, as always, we love getting a watch matchmaker request.
Yeah, it's look how much value Brad's got out of it.
Yeah, he's got 6 watches that he's going to fall in love with and struggle to choose between. So to submit your own,
end up just getting a Rolex?
Oh, I hope not. So to submit your own watch matchmaker request, email us at otthepodcast@gmail.com.
Sure.
Include a bit of a brief about yourself. What do you like? What do you own? What are you into? What's your budget? Where are you?
Tell us a story.
Yeah. We're not
specifically your relationship geographically to large urban centres.
And if you own large animals such as horses, that helps as well. We would always like to thank Major Tom Media, our producer, for helping put this together.
And yeah, please do all the usual stuff you do with the podcast. Like, subscribe, follow, review, 5-star, that's all great stuff. We need that. Helps us get a bit more visibility. And follow us on Instagram, ot.podcast.
Fantastic. See you guys next time. Boom.